Hey girl, hey. Welcome back to my weekly podcast, Taste of Taylor. I'm Taylor and joining me today,
Taste of Turdy.
You know where's Turdy?
It's Taste of Turdy. Fuck Taylor. She's out of a job. It's Taste of Turdy.
So, Claudia, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Yet again. You are, first of all, you're the friend of all friends for so many reasons.
I love you.
The most important reason, though, is that you are here in the pouring rain. It is a monsoon.
Are you glad we came home?
Just got back from St. Barth.
We did.
Could you say
amazing. it? St. Barth.
I can't really do it. I've been trying to do it. And
St. Barcelona.
I have St. Barcelona.
Yes.
St. Barth.
By the way, I might be the friend of the century for coming out in this storm to podcast with you, but
Yes.
You're the friend of the century because I full-blown
Thank you.
crashed your honeymoon. And I don't know if you heard me say this on the toast.
You know, my wife's a toaster.
Yes.
So she knows all about it, but I actually just wanted to hear it from the horse's mouth, from the turdy's mouth.
So we had this plan to come meet you on your trip.
Yes.
And we...
Well, let's roll it back a little bit. Mm-hmm. Okay. So, I don't know, a month ago, I was complaining to you about Taylor and the 76ers and my birthday, and I wanted to go on a birthday trip. And
it was very encouraging of you taking a trip.
Very encouraging. And you said we were going to go, and I said Tulum, and you went,
Your whole trip was planned, and I, of course, had to be like, listen, I have heard, and this is from, travel experts.
Brian Kelly.
He does not like Tulum as a travel destination.
Yes.
He doesn't think it's worth the money. It can be very dangerous.
Well, so a week before we went, this is actually very sad, lots of laughs, but this is actually really sad. Somebody sent me an article that said, like, when we would have been there a week before, a woman was shot. She was caught between, cartel crossfires. I mean, it's not dangerous there.
No, it's not. So I just gave my opinion.
But I will say, you were like, ooh, where you going?
And I said, so jealous.
And I said, Tulum, and you went, And then afterwards, I thought about it. And also, like, my sister and brother-in-law, the ones that we're both obsessed with, they were like, we love Tulum. And I was like, so where'd you stay? They're like, it's gone. I'm like, what happened? They're like, the Federale took it over. I'm like, wait a second, what are we doing?
No, exactly. There's like weirdly a lot of like weird things going on.
And it's very expensive.
So that's the thing. It's like and I knew you were gonna like spend a lot of money.
Ball out.
And so I wanted you to just know my opinion because I feel like you value my opinion.
The most.
Right. So I was giving it.
Clearly in head to toe St. Barth's jumper. But I will say that I moved on from Tulum, but then I went to Riviera Maya. Why, I don't know, but I just did.
It's beautiful. I've been.
Beautiful.
Gorgeous.
But really expensive yet again.
Hard to get to also.
Also not easy to get to. So I had wanted to go to St. Martin because I know it from two past lovers, husband and my boyfriend from college.
I love that.
Taylor refused to go because said lovers. By the way, I had those lovers, we had sex 4 times a year. So really.
Because you're gay.
Well, they're not really lovers.
Right.
So I was trying to sneak in St. Martin, and then I had the brilliant idea of like, oh my God, St. Bart's, could it be like a good hybrid? And so I said to Turdy, oh, by the way, we're going to St. Barth.
By the way, no, you didn't.
Yes, I did.
No.
Yes, I did.
By the way, you didn't even tell me that you...
I know.
No.
Oh.
You didn't even tell me that you decided not to go to Tulum.
No.
Then I went to Florida. Like, we were both just busy. We actually hadn't spoken. And then I saw that you were on this trip, and I was like, oh my God, they decided to go to St. Martin. I love that. And I was DMing you, calling you, and you were like, no, actually, we're only here for a few days. It's like a stopover before we go to St. Bart's. And the second you said St. Bart's, I was filled with rage because it's a place I've always wanted to go to. I was like, oh my God, she's going. She actually did it. Like when people do things, like when people want to go somewhere, they plan it and they're like proactive. I'm like, damn, I wish I could do that. And I don't know why. It's somewhere I've always wanted to go and I wasn't ever like in a place to do it.
Right.
And once you told me that, like, I'm sorry, I couldn't get it out of my head. I was so jealous.
Well, I could just, wait. So now I'm remembering. So I had said Riviera Maya, and then I said, but maybe St. Bart's. And you went, ooh, and you made a face like, and that's when it clicked for me. I'm like, that's fabulous, and I'm gonna get Tay to do this. And I tricked her with St. Martin, and then I got her on St. Well, I tricked her with St. Bart's, I got her St. Martin, and then, so when we told you we were in St. Martin, you're right. And then I could tell the look on your face, and I said, Turdy is coming. Like, it wasn't even a question in my mind.
Yeah.
And alas,
it bothered me so much. I was like, I have to get there.
Your FOMO knows no bounds.
My FOMO knows no bounds. 1, because it's a place I've always wanted to go.
I get
and
it.
2, there are very few people in the world I genuinely like more than you and your wife.
Oh, thank you.
And so I was like, if I can go to one of, like, I think what will be one of my favorite places with my favorite people, I just might have the best trip of my life. And I did.
Okay, so the last time we traveled together, I mean, Lisbon was like Brian's birthday. It was all planned.
We didn't physically travel together, though. We weren't on the same flights or anything.
But neither with this either.
Oh, true, duh.
But it was just way more involved this trip.
Yes, we had a lot of planning.
Yes,
reservations, bookings.
So the question is, the last like trip was Turks and Caicos. That's when you realized I was a dependent.
Yes.
Not an independent.
I never realized like that you played that role in your relationship where like you just are the shower upper and your wife is the incessant planner.
This
trip was no different.
This trip was no different. But also, I had a boot on my toe last time.
Oh, God,
and when we got back from that trip, I said, on a scale of 1 to 10, how annoying? You said pretty close to 10.
Okay, wait. I feel like we kind of switched roles because this trip was the trip where me and Ben had like all these different ailments.
Yes.
Whereas by the way, the night we got there, like not to give TMI, I was having really bad stomach pain that I actually told the Taylors, I'm like, go to dinner.
Yeah.
I made this amazing reservation the night we got there at La Garita. I was like so excited. You guys had been. You were like, Trudy, you're going to love it.
And it was like we got the right seating on the right day, which is a whole thing. I know you guys broke it down on Patreon.
Yes, we did.
Yes. So,
As I literally stand up to go to the sink to do my makeup, I literally say to Ben, I said, I'm going to faint. I got so dizzy. And I'm like, wait, no, I think I'm going to crap my pants. And I proceeded to have like a whole night. And
I thought you had noro.
I thought I had notavirus too, you guys. It felt so much like notavirus. I literally, by the way, I thought the same exact thing. And you know it's going around.
Like rampant in the Northeast. But my only saving grace was you guys were in Florida for 2 weeks.
Yes.
So I thought maybe we're going to be safe. But I said to Ben, you think it's noro? And he said,
did.
Fucking toy.
Toy.
Oh, please, God. But I was prepared. I was like, we might be in this gorgeous villa with all these perfect reservations, shitting and barfing and holding hands.
And thank God it wasn't. It was just like a bout of, travel belly.
Yes.
And I got into bed and you guys had just gotten to the restaurant and you were like, listen, come later if you want.
Yeah.
But like we have the table. And I'm laying there and I'm so mad. I'm like, this is a place I've always wanted to go. The night I get here, I'm shitting my pants. I'm like, you're fucking kidding me. So I laid there and I told Ben, I was like, listen, we can't go. Like, it's just, listen, I'm incapacitated. And then like 20 minutes later, I was like, fuck this. Like, this is a place, like I said, I've been dying to go to.
Yes.
Get your fucking ass up and work, bitch. So I got my ass up. It looked so cute. And I just
So cute.
I said, listen, if I can make it to the restaurant.
Also daring whilst undiped.
All white.
You wore all white.
I wasn't even wearing underwear. All my outfits were white, you guys.
No
like,
buffer.
The thing is, all of my outfits were so tight. I tried on a few different outfits and they were all really hurting my belly because I wore a lot of Jackie's clothing and she's much smaller than me. And this was the only outfit that wasn't hurting my stomach physically.
Okay.
That's why I wore it. So I took the risk. By the way, not you blowing up my spot. Jackie's going to be like, I don't want those shorts back.
Oh, are those the Spanx shorts?
No, different.
Oh, those Spanx shorts are life.
Those Spanx shorts are Jackie's. They are the
Jackie.
sisterhood of the traveling shorts. Everybody, you tried them on. Taylor tried them on. I wore them. Everybody looked amazing in them.
They're unbelievable.
You guys are the best fucking shorts. Jackie really invented in our family Spanx clothing, and ever since then I buy everything from them.
Also, the way I haven't yet, but the way I'm going to sign up for Patreon, Toe's Patreon, to watch that vlog of you guys getting ready for the.
Oh, you would love it.
I mean, packing is like, it's half the trip.
It is.
It takes me weeks.
And what I was saying to Jackie on our episode is I had such a blast on the trip because it was just like amazing. But I loved my outfits so much.
So much.
And when you feel yourself and, post Ozempic, like I just was so feeling myself. I felt like everybody on the island was so well dressed. That's what I said on my recap. I was like, I feel like we're used to in New York, everybody wears sweatpants everywhere. Like people don't try.
Now.
Yeah, but
yes.
It was like everybody wore their best.
Their best.
And everybody looked gorgeous.
Yes.
And I just felt like I was keeping up.
Totally.
And I felt really good about it.
We really fit in.
We looked like totally the part.
Totally.
And like nobody knows we were frauds.
I know. And also everything I had on was fucking Zara basically.
By the way, like I was high-low.
Oh, completely.
High-low.
Actually, I was just low.
Stop.
The whole time.
So ailments, that's what we were talking about.
Yes.
I had the Wednesday night ailment and I finally felt so much better. I get into bed Wednesday night and I just had the worst, most runny nose. Proceeded the whole trip just to have a completely stuffed nose.
Can I say, we had no clue you were even sick
can't be
aside
stopped.
from the bout of potential dia.
I can't be stopped. And then of course I passed that stuffed nose on to Ben and then he wouldn't stop talking
And
about
Ben
it.
can be stopped, we found out. But actually, I will say this, because so Tay and I did a recap too on Patreon. I feel like Ben, like, listen, men are historically babies when they get sick.
Yes,
It's just
oh my
like when a
God.
man is sick, the whole world knows, right?
You guys, he made it everyone's problem.
But let me stick up for my husband, okay?
Okay, what?
Ben literally was such a trooper. Like, we tortured him. We dragged him out. And we had the latest nights we had when he was at his peak of sickness.
Not only that, people don't really realize this about Ben because I'm such a partier.
Yes.
Ben is really not.
That's something I actually kind of until this trip didn't realize.
A lot of the times when we're out and stuff, Ben is really like kind of sober.
He's not drinking.
He doesn't really like party so hard, whereas like you and I are blackout till the break of dawn.
Yes.
He is just not like that. So a trip like this where it's like your day partying, your night partying is not something he is built for. And I have to say, he kept up.
Oh, and we had a dinner on Saturday night at this dinner. Oh my God.
Which one?
Everything we did to get at this fucking dinner. Petit Plage.
Was that
That was
Friday?
Saturday.
Saturday night, yeah.
Bagatelle was Friday.
Yeah.
And like, we joined forces with a group of guys because we realized that the sneaky trick to getting anywhere you want to go at the right time is a table of 8.
So on my Patreon recap, I said I have 2 big travel hacks for you guys. The first was flying through Puerto Rico. I think that's like the smartest thing that I did.
I heard really good things about it.
But the other hack, and then I couldn't remember the hack. I'm like sitting on the podcast for 30 seconds being like, what was the other hack? The other hack is it's a great honeymoon place. It's super romantic. But if you want to go to like these hot spots that are, you know, beach clubs and hard to get reservations, going as a party of, I would say 6 or more, really 8 or more, is going to make your trip way easier. First of all, it's cheaper because you're splitting it with more people.
Exactly.
Second of all, they really don't let like tables of 2 or 4 into these big restaurants.
They don't.
So we had ended up meeting like, actually I knew them. They were like mutual friends.
By the way, Turdy was meeting every single person on St. Barth.
Was I?
Yes, it was. Well, it was a combination of toasters who, by the way,
the best.
You guys are so great. Yeah. It's unreal. Like
they make, I say that's my baby and I'm proud. Like
seriously, proud mama.
Yeah, and
you've raised them so well.
Well dressed.
Oh, yes.
So kind and respectful.
So chic. Yep. Everything of the sort. And so we were meeting a lot of toasters and then toaster boyfriends.
Yep.
But so I couldn't tell who was like Jewish geography.
A little bit of both.
Or who was the toaster.
Yeah. Yes. It was a little bit of both.
It was a hybrid for sure.
It was really what I really liked about it. And you guys told me this when we landed. You were like, it's such a small island. Like we will see people and you will be like, who are we talking to? But these are just people we've sat next to at restaurants.
Yes.
There's only so many restaurants. There's only so many clubs. And you end up, if you're there for a week and you're there for the same amount of time as somebody else, you're going to see them everywhere. And I kind of like that.
And it's a very friendly island. Like everybody's down to make friends.
Yes. And I felt very safe, which I really liked.
But I will say we are as a group. Tay and I realized this on our first honeymoon before you guys crashed. By the way, it's giving Stassi with Katie and Schwartz.
I know.
And I love it.
By the way, we totally took a tangent. What I was saying when we first opened this podcast was that I had no idea that the trip you guys were taking was your honeymoon.
No.
You told me it was for your birthday. And honestly, had I known that.
No.
Had I known that, I might not have come because when we got there and we went out to dinner and we met someone.
Yes.
And you guys were like, well, we were on a honeymoon and then our friends came. I was like, wait. In my mind, I didn't say anything, but I was like, wait, this was their honeymoon? I had no fucking idea.
Okay, wait. I'm going to put a pin in what I was saying. Don't let me forget Petit Plage. That's important about how good. Let me just say real quick. Ben was a trooper. Literally, we met with these boys. They sat down. We really didn't know them that well. They were a vibe.
Yep.
One was toothless, not homeless.
Yep.
Yes.
Well, who knows?
Maybe. Not him.
Jury's still out.
Sticking a cigarette through that space in his tooth.
We have to talk about cigarettes
There's
too.
nothing
I need to get
sexier.
like a pen and paper. Can you actually give me a pen and paper? Because we keep on like having all these tangential thoughts, and we're not going to get to them.
I have notes.
Oh, I think pen and paper is better.
I agree. We can jot it down
because we need to talk about cigarettes, which we'll get to in a minute.
You mean me, the human cigarette?
Yup.
Oh my!
We need to talk about cigarettes. And what did you just say you wanted to put a pin in?
I can just say it right now with Ben. We have to get back to my honeymoon that you crashed.
Oh, honeymoon, okay.
But Ben, these guys, they were truly human cigarettes. And we were inside a Petit Plage, which was the whole point of not staying outside.
Yep.
We then proceeded to be hotboxed by these guys with cigarettes. And I said, fuck it. If you can't beat them, join them. When in Rome.
No, and that's the thing, Taylor. We were in France. Like, we were in Europe, bitch. Like, that's what people do.
Yes.
The second I got there, we literally landed. You guys met us at the airport.
Yep.
We went straight to the beach.
Yep.
And we proceeded to drink rosé, and I immediately smoked a cigarette. Like, the thing is, I know you're going to say, like, Turdy, I thought you quit the vape. You don't even smoke cigarettes. It doesn't matter. I was assimilating into the culture. Like, I have not a singular regret about a decision made.
Me either.
We slept, we drank, we cigged, we danced, we ate.
Yes, and that's what you're supposed to do. That's how the French do it.
It was giving French.
It was. Well, this is the rule that Tay and I have. When you're in France, you can smoke cigarettes.
Do as the French.
And so, I think we can all tell from my voice that I smoke cigarettes, okay? I don't think it's a fucking secret.
By the way, you were, really chain smoking, all day and all night. I really was only drinking when I was sober. I mean, when I was drunk.
Yes.
But you were drinking cigs sober. And
drinking cigs sober.
Oh, no. Smoking cigs sober, excuse me. And you said, you're like, I'm only doing it when I'm here. The second I go home, it's over.
It's over.
Are you experiencing any sort of withdrawals?
Zero.
Really?
Zilch. We did this when we were in Lisbon. When we left, we went to Paris. And I was like, man, we're in Paris. I want to have a cigarette.
You have to.
And Tay was like, I'm getting a pack. And I was like, oh, you smoke? So that's the rule.
Yeah.
And St. Martin, half of it's French, okay?
Half, yeah.
We were on the Dutch side, but I said close enough. So I smoked for 17 days straight.
Now, can I ask you a question? Because
Yes.
so many of the questions I got about traveling to St. Bart's, because I feel like it's this very mysterious place,
Yes.
were about the cost of things, because it's super, super
I know.
pricey.
I saw that you said it was like on a scale of 1 to 10. You said 35,000. People were like, it costs $35,000 a
I did a
day.
Q&A, and all the questions were like, how much did it cost? And they were like, on a scale from 1 to 10, how expensive? And I said, on a scale from 1 to 10, 35,000.
$1,000,000%
People took that
expensive.
as me saying, I spent 35 grand. Do you know how much you spent? Like, I haven't looked at a credit card. Like, I know what everything cost, but once I got there and started paying for meals, like, I haven't done a grand total tally.
I haven't either. Well, Tay Venmoed me because sometimes they wouldn't take Amex,
Right.
which sucked my fucking butt.
Yeah.
So she kept a tally. So lovely of her.
So you know.
So on her Visa, so
Right.
I Venmoed her a cool 1,800, and that's for like literally nothing.
No, it's like literally toilet paper.
Our hotel was amazing. It was called Gypsy. It's fucking expensive, but I used all my Amex points.
So
that
smart.
was free.
Yep.
We did an Airbnb in St. Martin.
Yep.
So that was like not that much. It was like $200 a night.
I actually feel like, given how expensive everything was, the villa we ended up renting was extremely economical.
Extremely. It was significantly less. It was about 4 times less than what a hotel would be.
1,000%. And we got this fabulous concierge service with it. I keep talking about it.
It was
'cause,
like a hotel.
Because that was another one of my hacks, was like, you know, I didn't realize it when we booked it at the time. I only used this rental company because one of the girls working there was a toaster and she wanted to help me.
Thank God.
It was called Rental Escapes. I didn't realize when you book with a concierge company like that, you get a concierge on the ground.
Me neither.
This woman, I didn't realize until she gave me her number when we landed. She picked us up from the airport. She had a car and everything.
Free pickup, free drop off.
She was giving me, she gave me her number and she was like, WhatsApp if you need anything.
And you need WhatsApp. You need for all the cabs.
For the cabs, it's such a hard place to get around.
Yes.
She could help with reservations. Like,
She helped with the car pickup. If we needed, like when you
Yep.
rented the car, you were like, this moke is fucking ass.
I would not recommend doing an Airbnb because
Yep.
I think there's a lot of things you don't get with a villa that you get at a hotel. But if you have a concierge, that's the same as, like, you know, a bellman getting you a taxi. It's
Fully.
really, I loved the company we used, and I thought we opted for a little bit, like I would say like 4 minutes away from where we wanted to be, and
Yes.
we ended up spending so much less. I would actually say our house was like reasonably priced.
I agree.
Given everything.
Less than going to, like, for what we paid a night, me
Right.
and you, it was definitely less than even staying at Soho House, Miami.
Well, the 4 of us were debating between 2 houses, and one of these other houses was on the beach.
Which I understand. This is an important part of St. Martin that you need to understand too. So it's like when I book Gypsy is in the mountains, Colombier, okay? And I'm
Right.
like, fuck that. I don't want to get in a car and go to the beach like sandy ass in a car.
Right.
That's ass. But everything, the island itself, it's like if you've been to Nantucket, you should get it. It's like nothing is further than 20 minutes away in a car.
Not 10.
But so, like, you're right. Like, max, maybe to the other side, like Les Tournées, would be like 15, 20.
Yeah. Nowhere we went was more than 10 minutes.
I mean, not even close. The cabs are still $50 each way.
By the way, you can't get in a taxi for less than $50, you guys.
It's
fucking
psychotic.
crazy.
Do you know how much your taxi was on Sunday night? We got picked up from Eden Rock, all fucked up.
Sunday night. Oh, yeah. Where was I? Was I there?
Remember, he picked us up and he was
we
like,
got-
"Le party at Nikki Beach."
And he
we
took
were
us to the
like-
pizza.
So wait, so he picked us up. So it's $50 from our place to Nikki Beach. That's standard. Then he picked us up from Nikki Beach and he drove us into town to get pizza. Okay,
Yep.
that's like literally 5 minutes away.
And then he waited for us.
Yep, and then he drove us back,
to
which
the
was like
villa.
another what? 6 minutes?
How much was it?
$120. And then I saw him at the ferry the next day and he was like, "It's my friend. Are you still drunk?"
Oh,
and I was
God.
like,
We
"I
were
better
so
be,
dr-
you fucking crook."
We were so drunk in that taxi.
Wait,
That day-
Did you and Ben, speaking of drunk in a taxi, talk about
Yeah, Abercrombie.
He's wearing Abercrombie.
We told that story. Ben told it. It's so funny. On the Patreon recap, go watch it. It's so funny.
All I'll say is he's wearing Abercrombie. I couldn't even
By the
tell
way,
it to save my
a
life.
story that I didn't tell on the Patreon that I wanted to that I forgot
Please.
is this. I'll tell you guys a story, okay? So let me just say on a personal level,
I can't breathe. The amount of laughs.
I know, you guys, that was the best part, like truly giggling so hard. I mean, we weren't like on drugs. We were just like happy people, you know?
I wish we were on drugs.
Same. So, like, just something I've actually learned about myself
Yes.
recently in life is this annoying thing, because Ben is always commenting how my fingers are so crazy bendable. Like, I can literally do like just the craziest thing with, and Ben thinks it's so crazy, like how far back my fingers go. Like,
Right, real quick, I want to say I'm so excited to hear the story because I missed it. I was in the bathroom and I came back. I saw the
we
aftermath.
came back and we're all fighting.
Literally, I was like, trips over.
Okay.
Divorce is happening.
So I don't know what, how I realized this, but I realized recently, like, when I give my thumbs up on my right hand, like, look, I can really push my finger all the way back. You see, it's like really curly.
Yeah.
I literally like have no control over my left thumb. You guys don't understand. I literally can't I can't get it to stay up. I just like randomly, like I literally can't. Sometimes if I go like this, I can go like, it's really pissing me off. Like, look at the difference.
I can see it.
So
and what you're saying is this one that's moved forward.
Yeah.
Like my grandma's thumb.
Yeah. Like, okay. My left one is like, it's like I can't even feel it. Like I literally, it's kind of crazy.
Okay.
So it's just something I've learned about my body recently. And I don't know if I've ever vocalized it. It's just like a fun fact about me. And we were at the beach club. We were having lunch. Taylor goes to the bathroom and I'm talking to Taylor and Ben, Donahue and Ben, just about my thumb. And Ben like decided not to believe me. He's like, you're playing a prank. Like you obviously can move your left thumb.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, that does sound like something I would do. At first I was like, fair, facts. But I'm actually not. It's like this thing and it's really pissing me off. He's like, you're lying. And I'm like, wait. I'm actually, like, I swear I'm not lying. I said, I swear on my father's life.
Which, that means you're telling the truth.
Of course. And he goes, well, yeah, it's easy to swear on your dad's life. Like, your dad's dead. I'm like, okay, well, that's factual too. But I'm being dead. And the fact that he wasn't believing me was bothering me so much.
Deeply.
Like, and I am a liar. And this is what I get for just like making stuff up all the time.
Boy,
but,
you
like,
cry wolf.
I had like a couple margaritas and I'm like, this fuck doesn't believe me. And I got like actually angry.
No, actually mad.
And Taylor comes back to the table and like Donahue's just like in the most uncomfortable position, like watching me and Ben fight. Strecker's like, what's wrong? I left and everybody was having a good time. And I come back and everybody was crying. I'm like, I literally was like, you're disgusting. I'm like, slut pig. Like, you're disgusting.
She was like, we're not talking to him.
No, I made everyone at the table ignore Ben.
And you know her.
Nobody
made us.
Nobody, by the way, nobody obliged. Nobody obliged.
I did.
And I think like 10 minutes later, I realized I was being unreasonable, but it really bothered me that he didn't believe me. And we've worked through it.
I'm dead. Okay, wait. Go back to the honeymoon crash.
So we get there.
Yeah.
We meet these people and you're like, oh, who are your friends? And we're like, oh my God, these are our friends. They crashed our honeymoon. And
did we say those words?
Yes.
I mean, you did.
No, you said it in like a funny, fun way.
Okay, good.
And I was like, wait, we did? I had no idea. I thought this was your birthday trip.
To be fair, Tay and I were alone for 9 days. That was the plan the whole time. 3 St. Martin, 6 for free in St. Barth. Right. That was the plan, okay? And when it was time to come home, we're like, we can't go. We literally can't go.
Yeah.
So our flights were insanely expensive there. It was just bad timing.
Yeah.
And so it was either expensive hotels and have to pay more outside of like whatever the Amex points or expensive whatever flight. So it was less expensive to fly expensive. But we realized if we left on March 1st, I know that's girl math.
Yeah. If we left on March 1st, right.
It would be so cheap and I would get so much credit back on JetBlue. And I was like, I'd rather spend that money, that $1,000 on the island than like for the Airbnb than to give to JetBlue.
1,000%.
So I was like, so I said to Claudia, we are staying till Friday no matter what.
Right.
So
if you wanted to come,
we would not be upset about you guys.
And honestly, I feel like it was one of the best like last minute decisions I've ever made.
Our honeymoon would have been / birthday trip would have been perfect-ish. But it was a little too romantic.
I agree.
It was a little too sleepy.
That's the thing about honeymoons. They're like low-key boring.
So boring. I think everybody should do a honeymoon where they start off like just the two of them, like peaceful, chilling, tanning, and then they should always have their besties meet them and party their fucking faces off.
So fun fact is Ben and I never took a honeymoon. Because we got married right before the Jewish holidays, so we like couldn't really leave, and we're like, you know what? We're planning this wedding. It's such torture. We'll just plan it later. And of course, we never did.
Well, we did.
And then when Jackie got married, she didn't do a honeymoon, and then like a few months later, she's like, I'm planning my honeymoon. I'm going to take time off of work. Maybe you want to, take a trip with Ben or do your honeymoon. I'm like, okay, you know what? Great. And then Jackie and I were like, wait, we got to do it together. Like, listen, it's boring. Like, we'll just meet up at night for dinners. Like, like it'll be a honeymoon, but they can get boring and stuff. And people say all you do is fight on your honeymoon. So I'm like, okay. Yeah. Okay. The boys thought it was the most offensive, disgusting idea. Neither of us went. Like literally the trip never happened because we did.
So all honeymoons were canceled.
Yep. Literally. And we still never been on.
No.
Yeah.
Well, you destroyed romance.
The thing is I take so many trips. I live like a very flexible life that I can travel. So it's really like, I've definitely like taken a honeymoon.
Technically. Well, how about this was your honeymoon? How about that? Because the thing is like there was a side to St. Bart's we would have never experienced if it wasn't for you guys coming.
By the way, same. I said this because one of my favorite days with you was the day we didn't have any reservations.
Yes.
We didn't have a lunch reservation. We didn't have any places to be. So we decided to chill at the house, swim, tan. Ben made us a gorgeous lunch.
Gorgeous.
And then we went to a public beach, and you guys were like saying it's a thing here. You have to go to public beaches. And I'm like the worst traveler. I never want to like leave the hotel. I'm not adventurous.
Just to be fair, I really was kicking and screaming about going to the public beach too. And Tay dragged me on like a beach adventure day. And it was in between like
us coming.
You guys coming. So I was like, we're at an Airbnb. Who gives a fuck? You know what I mean? And
Right.
I technically work today. Like, let's go.
It's nothing I would ever like plan to do. I just
And
love
it
a
was
hotel.
sad.
I love a hotel. I'm like, let the hotel plan things for us. But you guys were like, trust me, we have to go. And you took us to Gouverneurs Beach.
Gouverneurs.
And it was it was the most beautiful place I'd ever been to. It was nicer than any beach that's like on with a hotel.
It was spectacular.
It was spectacular. It's
I made
free.
you go on a little crab adventure you hated.
Horrible. And then we like walked around town. Like I will say like one of my favorite days was the day. I mean, I did end up spending money in town, but it was the day that we didn't need to spend any money. We drove to town. We brought our own wine. We like packed some snacks. Then we went to town, just walked around, and that was my favorite day. Like really, it was one of those days that I never wanted the sun to set. You know?
So Tay was like, first of all, I have a regret from that day that I didn't take a picture of you in town with your bags. I'm so sorry, and I'm a horrible friend.
That's okay. My regret for you is that you should have bought that green Prada bag.
You think I should have?
I still think about it. It was, you guys, no tax.
I said to you though, we've been here for 17 days.
Yeah, no, you were in a deep hole.
So to answer your question, 15 hours later, I have not checked how much money I spent, but I am fucking terrified.
I like pretty much put everything on one credit card. Let me just like take a quick look.
I actually could too. Hold on.
This is going to be like a really bad idea.
But then I
I'm
have
about
to
be depressed.
I have to add Visa money from Tay to it, and then I also have to
just like a
factor in
general
all of my
estimate.
Venmos.
Yeah, the Venmos.
I know. I basically know in my head like about what it was.
Let's see, because then I also
In the Venmos.
I also went shopping really bad.
You really were you mad that I didn't buy any?
Yikes! Oh no! Oh no! I would love to know what it was. Oh my God! No. By the way, literally, just timing wise, because this is how American Express works. I paid my bill the second before I left. So this has all the clothes I bought for the trip.
Okay.
The flights.
I think that should count. No.
Yep. And then, by the way, this is everything. Holy shit! Do you want to say? I'm not saying this out loud.
I think mine's not so bad, but mine's not everything yet. Yes.
But this also includes because I like bought a purse at Prada and then 2 pairs of shoes.
Yeah.
At
You did
Hermes.
it.
So.
Oh, girl, you have no idea.
Oh, really? Okay, what's yours? Let me see. Yours is literally double, more than double.
I was there double.
Girl, you need help. Everyone subscribe, like, patreon.com/thetaylorswift show.
Please.
Oh,
by the way,
my God.
No. This is, and then it's plus.
Yeah, Venmos.
Yep.
Yikes.
Cash.
Oh, mine doesn't.
And what I owe Tay. So wait.
Mine doesn't include
it's
cash.
this plus like an extra.
Oh, God. Yikes. This is really like not funny. We're like entering dark economic times. Like
No.
I need to be
scared.
more. And by the way, the second I got home, I said, Ben, we are on a spending freeze for at least 2 weeks.
We are eating turkey sandwiches.
Yep.
I took the subway in the city and I'm taking the bitch home.
No, we are seriously on like a crazy spending freeze. And then I got home and realized like my apartment's not done and I need so much furniture and furniture's so expensive. I'm like, you know what? We'll sleep on the floor. Like I'm not like I got groceries. I'm like, we're not eating out. Like we are on a spend. And I'm like, I'm working. I told my agent, I'm like, get me back to work.
I mean, but was it worth it?
Oh.
So worth it. I think
So worth it.
Best trip of my life.
I agree.
And that's absolutely because you guys were there.
Now, if we went back, what would you do differently?
I can never go back. I can never afford to go back.
But the thing is, I feel like we learned a lot about how to be a little bit more economical. I would definitely go back with 2 more couples.
Okay, I also love what we did. We're very so we're bougie. We like nice things, but we don't like to get fucking ripped off.
Yeah.
And so we were very good we had a plan. And the plan was eat dinner at like 5 or 6, at home.
Because the dinners are at 10 o'clock and you're just like drinking. You're not really eating. You know, the French, they don't eat.
Yeah, it's so chic to not eat. So we would order like 1 appetizer for all 4 of us for the meal.
But before that, Ben like made us a big pasta from the grocery store and we got really full. That was really smart of us.
Very smart.
I would go with more people because then you just split everything more.
But don't you think you could get like out of control with the drinking? That was my only qualm about going with more people. Because, the Airbnb would be way cheaper. Mm-hmm. And then the food, no,
I think
unless you have some sort of a dickhead that's going to order. I mean, speaking of dickheads.
You?
Why are billionaires dickheads?
Oh, yeah.
But in the best way possible.
No, not only that, it's just so interesting to see such a large concentration of really uber wealthy people.
Yes.
Basically like how they dress, what they wear.
No.
You know.
The bottles they buy.
The bottles. That's
how you know people are rich, because they come out in Superman costumes with like literally all the waiters hoisting them up in the air with a magnum of rosé, Cristal.
$15,000 bottle of like vintage Laurent Perrier rosé.
With a sparkler coming out of it, which
Insane.
Claudia, nobody has wanted a sparkler more in their entire life than Claudia.
I'm like a club rat at heart. I'm a New York City kid. I love going to clubs and I love sparklers. It's so much fun. It's like, hey, look at me. And you get a sparkler when you buy a bottle. And the thing about us is we actually most nights ended up, instead of getting cocktails.
Yes.
Ordering one bottle of tequila, because the tequila was like low key, not that pricey. Some places it was like $300. And between the four of us, like with a lot of cocktails,
yes.
each cocktail was like $40.
Literally.
We were going to end up spending way more if we just each kept ordering our own cocktails and shots.
Yep.
So we opted for a bottle, which I actually think was another thing that was really smart that we did.
Totally.
And I was like, okay, we got a bottle, like we are going to bring it out with sparklers. And because we got the cheapest bottle, by the way, it's Casamigos Blanco. It wasn't even like that cheap.
It's not that cheap.
But people were spending like $20,000 on bottles of champagne. We didn't get a sparkler once. Every time I'm like, this restaurant, they're gonna give us a sparkler. And sometimes I even asked, and they were like, the manager said no. The manager said no because you're too poor, bitch.
Did you feel poor there?
No, I'm really, we played the part. Like
we did. No, but did you feel fraudulent?
No, I'm sorry. Like we were the most fabulous people there. Nobody was having more fun.
Yes.
No, and the thing is, money's all relative.
Oh, speaking of.
So to the billionaires, like they were spending a lot of money to themselves, but they can do with it. We spent money that we had, but it was a lot to us.
But I just want to blanket statement, rich people, and I mean uber rich people, okay? They're deeply unwell.
Yeah.
Why is that from like anthropological viewpoint?
Because they really have not experienced reality for many, many years. And
right.
you would become crazy too.
Do you think?
Oh, you would become, oh my God, miserable.
So Tay and I went through our peaks and pits of the...
I love that.
And we're going to do it.
Okay.
But Tay was like, what was your peak? And I was like, my peak. I'm talking, don't forget, to Taylor, about our honeymoon. And I was like, my peak was the day I went shopping with Claudia. It really, like I said, we have known each other for so long and we love each other.
We love.
But there was something really extra magical.
Well, there's something about being somewhere so foreign with somebody who you know so well. Like the
Yes.
dichotomy of that. Our partners, like, they just happened to leave. Like, we weren't planning this day. They just
We ran
dropped
away
us
from them.
off. They were running away from us. Like, we want to go nap. I'm like, okay, bye. Like, we're literally in St. Bart's. You could take a nap later. And I was just like, we didn't intend to have, it's not like we planned this. We just stumbled into town and we ended up having such a blast. And we talked so much and we shopped so much. It was just so fabulous.
It really was. And so Tay was like, I was like, and then we were sitting there eating ice cream. And it was just like magical.
And it started to rain a little bit. And it was like this sun shower and it was just magic.
And Tay was like, well, Ben and I had ice cream too.
That they did.
And she was like, and my peak was driving around the island with you. But thanks a lot. I know. So that was my peak. Still, I maintain. Yeah. And my pit was, you weren't there for this, but I actually grabbed a piece of poo in the ocean by mistake. It was human. The only thing that made me feel better was it felt like a toddler's because it was very little, or it was like the size of a Yorkshire Terrier's poo.
Yeah.
So maybe it was an adorable dog, a Pomeranian.
Yeah.
I told myself too that it was a sea cucumber.
It was a duty.
It was a duty.
You touched duty.
I literally grabbed a duty. Also,
It's giving duty.
my other pit was when Luann de Lesseps' pirate boyfriend at Lati kissed me on the mouth without my consent.
Okay, that was like really crazy.
Crazy.
And I said on my recap, probably my least favorite place that we went to, the two places I wouldn't recommend are now Beach Club.
No.
Very expensive, not worth it, small and boring.
Snotty.
And food was meh.
Meh.
And Lati.
Lati.
Apparently like 10 years ago, Lati was the spot.
I know. But okay, so Dr. Diamond, who's my giving me literal like gum surgery tomorrow. I don't want to talk about it. But me and my tobacco laden gums.
Oh my God, is that why?
No.
Sure, sure.
No, it's because I had to get. Actually, my gum tissue is insanely healthy, and it grew super fast over my tooth, and I have to get my crown put back on because it popped off.
Sure.
In the pandemic.
What did he say, Siggy?
Which was 4 years
Siggy
ago.
Azalea. Sure.
Wait, tell them about the smoking.
What about it?
You tell them. You wrote a note.
Oh, did I say something about cigs? I think I said it already.
That what?
That like I have no regrets.
Oh, so that's about you with cigs. I thought you were going to tell everybody that I was disgusting.
You weren't disgusting. You were actually very considerate. Like everybody smokes everywhere in France.
Everywhere.
In St. Bart's. Like you could be sitting at a restaurant, the person next to you is smoking. You don't have to like ask permission. They have ashtrays everywhere.
Right.
But you were super considerate. You were like, if I'm sitting next to you in this restaurant, do you mind if I smoke? And of course I didn't because I wanted to smoke too. But I thought you were, it was just, I know this is going to sound really bad.
What?
Because smoking is bad.
Smoking is bad.
There is something so chic about it.
Sexy.
And every time you had one, I was like, I want to be that. I do. I do.
It's like Carrie Bradshaw in Sex and the City. She just makes smoking cool.
I actually disagree. When she does it, I'm like, okay, ew, gross, tacky loser. When you did it, I don't know. And the new thing, and
That's so nice.
I'm so glad that you are wearing it today. Taylor, at dinners, all the restaurants, they turn into clubs and it gets so hot in there and we all put our hair up. I had a claw clip in my purse the entire time.
Yep.
You would opt to put your hair in this high pony and every time you did, I was like, who is that? I literally didn't recognize you. Your face was so pulled back. I am obsessed with you in a high pony.
I wore it for you.
And I said, I'm like, you need to start wearing your hair in a high pony. It looks fabulous. And I'm so glad you're wearing that today.
Girl, you inspired.
I love.
Oh my God, I love you so much.
I love you so much. Where are we going next?
Okay, this is a great question. Someplace very, very, very cheap.
Oh my God, by the way, I completely agree. We need to Google like best travel destinations like for a budget.
Yeah, on the reg. I'm going to tell you, St. Martin is a really great place because it's so close to St. Bart's. Mm-hmm. You could even do a day trip if you wanted to.
I have heard of people doing that.
And I felt like a king in St. Martin. A king.
I need to go to a place like that, like where it's like with the conversion, like $1 is, I mean, that's what it's like in Israel. The dollar is like four shekel.
For
like,
real?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm always down to go.
And Israel is so fun because like the clubs is like I'm so used to New York City. I'm obsessed with clubs. And New York City.
I know, I'm learning.
Literally, when I grew up, like you got a table at a club, it's like $5,000.
Literally.
In Israel, you go to like the best club and you get the best table. It like is not more than $300, and it's like you're a queen. Like we need energy like that.
That's how St. Martin felt. Like we would get
Really?
our bill for dinner, and it was like $110 for two people, tons of drinks, and
Right.
like amazing entrees and course style, everything.
By the way,
I was like,
to the people listening, sound off in the comments. Like, what's the best place to go to for your bang for your buck?
Bang for your buck.
That's what I'm actually really curious about.
I'm really curious about it too.
Because I've been to places and I've remarked on like, and what I said on my show is like, because so many people wanted to know about the money and the expense of it all. And it takes a lot to shock me. I'm from New York. Like,
yep. Well, that's the other thing.
They say that if you're tax paying New York, you're one of the highest tax people on the globe.
Why do you think I live in New Jersey, bitch?
Right. Like this isn't, it takes a lot to shock me.
Yes.
And the hype was 1,000%
accurate. Yeah, it was really fucking scary.
I will say for my peak, I'm gonna go if that's okay.
Go with peak. Yes, I'm pulling up my notes right now. But continue.
I had multiple peaks. One of my peaks was definitely our day at Nikki Beach. The whole trip. The thing is, we planned this trip so last minute. People make their trips to St. Bart's and they make their reservations months in advance.
Yes.
We literally showed up the day of being like, hi, can we have the best table at the best time in the best place in town? We were really insane. But you know what? It doesn't hurt to ask. We ended up getting every reservation we wanted.
Everything we wanted, we got.
Except the very final day that we were there was Sunday. Everyone goes to Nikki Beach.
Yes.
And the entire week we were there, we're calling, texting everyone we knew. Like I was really being like annoying, like asking, DMing, doing everything. We couldn't get it. This place is completely sold out. I was working with everyone. We ended up meeting these fabulous toasters who had a table and they were like, we actually have space if you want to join our table. And we were like, fuck yes. We ended up that was definitely my favorite day. Like such
Nikki Beach.
A blast. The food was so good.
The girl who invited us.
Samantha. Obsessed. Obsessed.
I die for her.
Made a friend for life.
Yes.
The fact that she's a toaster is just like, an added bonus. And then we were just like at this fabulous place and I was really just like looking out in the ocean, smoking cigarettes, like just living life, meeting all these cool people. There was this bachelorette party across from us who was so fabulous. Like,
yes.
It was a trip unlike any trip I've ever been on. And I got home and I had such a pit, especially after the day we went shopping, it's such a pit about the money.
I know you did.
I'm so funny about money.
I'm with you. I'm very frugal and very cheap actually at heart.
I am too.
Yes.
Jackie always makes fun of me. And I just kind of like threw caution to the wind at this and I was like, fuck it. And you know what? I really like refused to feel bad. I had such a blast. And I said this to Ben when we were at Lati. We were all just dancing. We were having so much fun. Even though Lati was my least favorite restaurant, it was one of the most fun nights we had there.
No, I mean, never in your life have you hated something so much. Like, and by you, I mean we collectively, yet like in the midst of having the best time ever.
We had such a blast. We danced so hard. We met so many different people. And I remember like looking around and I said to Ben, I like almost got like started crying at Lati. I had this sort of like existential perspective. I was like, oh my God, like I am in this fabulous place with my 4 best friends. I'm going to remember this trip for my whole life. My grandkids are going to see a picture of me like in this gorgeous outfit with my cigarette and be like, oh, grandma was so cool. Like I had that moment at Lati and it really was like, I can't feel bad about it. Like it was fabulous. It was exactly what I wanted.
When we were leaving St. Bart's and we were on the boat, which whatever.
We need to talk about that.
Holy shit.
But continue.
But I literally started to cry. Aww. And I never do this. And I was like, I looked at Tay and I said, I don't want to leave. And I said, but I'm feeling weird because I'm sad to leave, but I'm also ready to go home. But like, I'm also so happy right now, even though I'm sad to leave. And I just like started crying. And I said, I'm so grateful. Like, I literally like, wow, what? I think I like this little life.
By the way, you made that nice moment scary. But I completely agree. Like an overwhelming sense of gratitude that we were able to like, and honestly, like an overwhelming sense of pride. Like we're two women who have built businesses and who can, you know, do nice things for ourselves. And I felt proud and I felt grateful. And I completely agree. And I felt sad.
Yeah.
It was,
I felt sad.
It was once in a lifetime.
You felt sad for it to be over.
Yeah.
I know.
And well, maybe, you know, in our futures, we'll go back to St. Bart's, whatever, but it'll never be the first time.
No. And Tay and I were saying it will never be the same. Like it really was just
magic.
It was magic.
Lightning in a bottle.
And like maybe, I mean, I would love to go back, you know, if I can ever get points on my Amex again so I can not pay for a hotel. But like it really was great. I really was great, but I was so grateful. But like, and that's the thing too, is that like I was married to a man who was wealthy, and we did fabulous things together.
You went to St. Bart's with him.
We went to St. Bart's. I blocked it, but we went to St. Bart's.
By the way, she didn't even mention it. We were literally walking through town, and somebody was like, "Oh, I love your skirt." They stopped Taylor, and she was like, "Oh, that's so funny. I bought it here like a million years ago." And I was like, "Wait, you've been here before?" Mm-hmm. I thought we were both having the same experience. We're not?
We were. I only recognized that crepe place we walked by. I was like, I was here with husband. But I was just like, when I got divorced, I was like, resigned myself to the fact that like, it's just different now. Like you won't be able to do the things you did before and eat the way you did and like live the life that you lived. And like, you just have to be okay with that. And I was, and I am, but like, I mean, hello, I live in Jersey City. But I will say that like this trip, I was like, I mean, I shouldn't be doing it, but I'm doing it.
Right.
And it was very much a empowered and proud moment.
Yeah, I agree. And then of course, like the gratitude. I like that we have such fabulous friends, like really, that we can stay in a house with and not want to fucking kill. That we all really brought something to the table, and especially in terms of like domesticity, like you with the dishes, Ben with the cooking, Donahue with the planning, and me with the planning and the cleaning, her with the cleaning. Like everybody really,
I know,
held their own.
We really do, right?
We crushed it. We travel well together. Where are we going next?
Okay, really, let's think of it.
And maybe let's plan something like somewhat decently far in advance so we can, I don't know, maybe get a good deal.
Let's go to like Delray Beach.
Honestly, I'm down.
At this point, I think that's all we can afford.
Down. I actually like love Delray.
I've never been.
Oh, I have the Ave. Oh my God, you would love it. It's like a strip of bars and restaurants. It's lit.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You know where we should go?
Where?
And it's not because I don't think it's inexpensive, actually, but I've heard Key West is a vibe.
So funny. I have been telling everybody that I want to go to Key West because when they went there on the Real Housewives of Miami, it literally looked like Turks and Caicos. And I'm obsessed with like the Caribbean because I'm obsessed with crystal clear ocean water. I love the ocean. I'm a water sign. Like I love. And I saw that they were there. I'm like, you can get water like that in America? And you can.
Actually, I met some lovely lesbians in St. Martin.
Of course you did.
Of course we did. And they were saying that the Keys is so much fun, but you like can't access water. And I was like, what do you mean? And they're like
drinking water?
No, like the beach. Like you cannot go in the beach. Like there really are no beaches.
That's not true. Those lesbians were uneducated. Because someone I know just went, and I was like looking at their itinerary. They did like a boat day. They were at a beach day. Like they were fine.
Well, I don't know. Maybe that person was fraudulent. Lesbians don't lie to other lesbians.
I saw pictures. They're a bunch of lying lesbians.
Wait, we should go to Clearwater, Florida.
We should not. I have been. It's the headquarters of Scientology.
I know.
It's the scariest place on earth. And I went like 3 years apart for tour. The first time I went, it was like scary, but it was like it was densely populated. The second time I went back, it was after COVID, so like 4 years later. There was not a single soul on the streets. It is completely vacant, and the only people that walk around work for the Sea Org Scientology headquarters, and they wear these little uniforms.
No.
I didn't even spend the night there.
Do they wear this uniform?
I said, get me a car. I'm driving my ass to Orlando.
No.
And I didn't spend the night there. It was actually really scary.
Wow.
Loved my Clearwater fans.
Okay, Claudette. Peak you did. What's your pit?
Oh, obviously the night I had diarrhea was like a huge like low for me personally, and that's definitely going to be my pit. Also...
Fighting with Ben and making us all bully him over your thumbs?
No, that was hilarious. Like classic turdy. Let me think. I really didn't have many pits. No.
Yeah, mine was the poo. And then my other one was, the non-consensual kiss. You know, a kiss is so silly.
Let's talk about that.
But a kiss really is personal. And I don't know where your mouth was that day, sir. Of course. And what you ate, sir.
Of course.
And like, if you have herpes of the mouth, sir.
Of course.
And I just, it just felt really...
invasive.
It really did. And you know what? Fuck that. That wasn't my pit. My pit was you not catching it on camera. You literally had your phone up.
I had literally just stopped filming. Like, and then he did this thing where he was like, Taylor, kiss my cheek. And she went to kiss his cheek and he turned his face and kissed her on the lips. And I was like, okay, ew, like that's a lot. And I had stopped filming like a moron.
So we punished him by rubbing his abs and giving him $5 in his underpants.
Literally, we can't. One thing about us, we don't stay mad for long.
You know what? We are forgiveness queens.
So gracious.
Yeah, really. You know, forgiveness is it's the answer to life.
What's your favorite thing that you bought?
This.
I love that jumpsuit.
But when the fuck can I wear it? And by the way, I realized I can't wear it in St. Bart's because you look like a dingleberry wearing St. Bart's at St. Bart's.
But you absolutely can never wear that jumpsuit in St. Bart's, and you absolutely can never wear it anywhere else. Like
maybe the Hamptons.
You bought it for this podcast, and honestly, like you should donate it because you can.
No, and look, it has the coordinates.
Oh, that's cool.
And it has St. Bart's.
I'm sorry, like
Bro,
you can't wear like a.
I was drunk.
No,
I was drunk when I bought it.
It's extremely cool. I love it. You look fabulous. You can literally never wear anything that has a big ass St. Bart's on it.
It was so expensive.
It's gonna be like, wow, this girl went to St. Bart's once, well, twice, but you don't remember the first time.
And then I bought a huge St. Bart's tote.
By the way, so cute.
That Brian Atwood wants.
Mm-hmm. Everybody wants your tote.
Everybody wants it, and I got it in St. Martin, but it says St. Bart's.
That's weird. Fraudulent.
And again, wore it all over St. Bart's like the dingleberry that I am.
And everybody was talking about your bag.
Like negatively?
No.
Positively.
Like, everyone. Every time I posted you, everyone was like, where's Taylor's big ass bag from?
A big bag makes you look like an Olsen twin.
Oh my God, that's such a good point.
It's such a trick that I have.
Did you
the
see
bigger
that
the bag, the
Mary
smaller
Kate
the body.
Olsen's ex-husband, who's like 100 times older than her, is dating Luann de Lesseps?
I love Luann. She's thriving.
I'm obsessed.
Oh, also speaking of the Housewives, I may or may not have decided to go to St. Bart's completely based off of Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip.
Of course.
And if you don't think that Tay and I watched it and researched everywhere they were, you're crazy.
No, but really the iconic original trip is what should, empower everybody to go to St. Bart's with the pirate.
And that's why you do have to go to Lati.
Yes.
To see where Luann met the man
pirate.
that not just her, but also Sonia railed in the bushes.
Yes, but
Separately.
But you really don't need to go. Like, for real. Like, he doesn't work there, so you're not going to see him. I don't know where he is, but he wasn't there.
Oh, Turdy, Lou, I love you.
I love you. Honestly, I'm so glad that, obviously, that we took this trip, but that we have to recap it because I actually really miss you. Like, I loved living in the same house as you.
Me too.
You're so funny, and you're one of my favorite people.
Oh, I feel the same. No, truly, I looked at Claudia and I was like,
Except you are so slow. Like, it's painful.
I know.
Sorry, I can't give a compliment.
No,
like,
no. The time management is very, very bad over here.
Yes.
Terrible, in fact.
You in bed.
I would be up before everybody and the last to walk out the door. It's fucking crazy.
I was always the first one ready. You and Ben are definitely like similar travelers, and me and Donahue, we should take a trip. Like,
Very.
It would be the most efficient fucking trip on the planet.
But it would be so, first of all, you would die of starvation.
Yeah, nobody to feed us. True.
Nobody to feed you. And then also, I guess that's really it.
Yeah, we'd be fine. We'd be skinny, but we'd be happy.
Honestly, if you try to steal my wife, I will kill both of you. However, I would gladly marry Ben.
I make zero promises when it comes to not stealing your wife. Like, it is what it is. You're going to be rewatching this podcast in 10 years when we've like married off and had kids. And you're going to be like, wow, she literally told me and I didn't believe her.
Well, now I'm not going to give you the compliment I was going to give you.
Oh, you better, bitch. I just gave you one.
Okay, so we were standing, I think it was at Nikki Beach.
Okay.
It was our last day. We were having so much fun. I made you go on the beach with me so I could smoke a cig.
Yep, I smoked one too.
And like, it was just like, wow. Like everything that Turdy Lou had said she wanted, she magically made happen.
Yeah, very tenacious in that
it's
sense.
really like I said when I was talking to Tay, you are really like, you are where you are in life because you are very talented, period, end of story.
Thank you.
And like, you really don't need to be good at business and be efficient, but like, because you are so good at those things, that is what really makes you the star that you are. Like, I think people have to chalk it up to just like,
I don't take no for an
just,
answer.
She's just talented and like, that's it. Like, she's just lucky. She is, but you are a doer, bitch.
By the way, thank you. I appreciate that. I'm definitely a doer. I completely agree. And I don't take no for an answer.
Like, the way that you do not give up.
I think it was Kris Jenner who said it, and I feel like this is really emblematic of our whole trip.
Yes.
If someone tells you no, you're talking to the wrong person.
Ain't that the fucking
And
truth?
that was us with a reservation at Nikki Beach.
Literally.
I talked to everybody on that goddamn island.
We had given up.
We had given up. No, I never gave up.
No, you never gave up.
No.
But I looked at you on the beach and I said, Claudia, like, and you like said something fucking funny as always. And I was laughing and I was like, it is truly a privilege to be friends with you.
I love you.
It is. You are like, so like, I know everybody listening gets it. Like, literally, you get to watch her and listen to her every single day. And then like, but imagine getting to do that one-on-one in the most beautiful place in the world.
Well, I actually said to Taylor, which I realized was like an extremely fucked up thing to say, because you had said something. We were like, on the beach somewhere, random day, and you made me laugh. And I'm like, oh my God, you are so funny. You're like, oh no, you're so funny. I'm like, no, I think that I
know, we were at Laughery. You said it at Laughery at lunch.
I said it, and I didn't realize that it's kind of sounded like bratty and like self-centered when I said it. But I was like, I think one of the reasons like you're one of my favorite people is because like I would absolutely love to have a friend who is me. I would love to have myself as a friend, but obviously that's impossible because I'm not schizophrenic. And I think the reason why I like love you so much is because you remind me so much of me. And then I realize that's such an obnoxious thing to say. Like the best thing about you is the things that are like me.
Literally? No. Literally, it was the nicest thing someone's ever said to me in my entire life.
I think we're so similar. Like we don't take really anything so seriously. We're so funny. We love what we do. We love our partners. Like there's so much about you that reminds me of me, but not. That's not why I like you, because I'm reminded of myself. But I've always wished for, a friend who was dirty. And I basically have one.
Always wanted.
Is that like the most obnoxious thing ever to say?
It's actually the greatest thing ever. Like to be like, no, I am so complimented that you would even think that we are like the same.
People are going to be like, this bitch is out of control. The fact that she said that.
I feel like you are, if I'm being honest, the younger, yet funnier version of me.
Definitely younger, yeah.
So to say that we are on par with each other was just the greatest thing in the entire world.
I just love you.
I love you so much.
I wish like friendship like this for everyone.
I know. We have to be friends forever. I will really be so sad. I will stalk you and fuck you up if you try not to be my friend. And if I ever do anything to make you mad, you have to tell me. I don't think I will, because I'm a very nice friend.
I told you this, that one of my worst traits, and Ben is always trying to fix this for me, is like,
I know this about
if
you.
If someone I'm friends with like does something that upsets me, instead of like talking through it, I will never talk to them again. Like you will not see me. But
terrifying.
That happens with people who I'm not like particularly close with. With you, like you're like a family member to me. And we've had, I think, there
was one thing that happened that transpired, and I don't know if I actually initiated it or if you did.
Well, you called and told me what happened.
I did.
And I didn't like one thing that you did, and I actually told you that, and you were super understanding.
Oh, I agreed.
And you apologized immediately, and we were over it. And that was like, that's not something I can do. Like, I'm really not good at.
The thing about me, I'm an amazing apologizer, and not like in a fake way. Like,
no,
I genuinely am sorry if I do anything, even if I didn't mean to do it.
No, I'm not. I'm actually good at apologizing too. I'm not good at telling someone that they upset me, because like I'd rather just never talk to them again.
Got it. Oh, so the fact that you did that,
it means we'll be friends forever.
Yay! Yeah. I love you so much.
I love you more. This is such a fab episode.
Well, we're gonna both have pink eye after this because we both have been burring our faces in each other's assholes.
Okay, that was a fucking disgusting thing to say. Like, I didn't know where you were going with that. I'm like, pink eye. I'm like, no, I don't, bitch. Leave me alone. That was gross. So, good way to wrap up your show.
You guys, that is it for us. Thank you so much for listening. Don't forget the way you, tip your podcasters, and trust me, I need a tip right now, is to rate, review, and subscribe to the podcast. And that's free, actually.
Yes.
But speaking of money and tipping,
yes,
if you love me here on Taste of Taylor, please, God, subscribe.
It's honestly, it's an amazing value in this economy.
To Patreon, The Taylor Strecker Show. And Tay and I are actually doing a video recap of our entire
honeymoon
/ crashing of the honeymoon / 17 days in St. Martin and St. Barth. And that should be up like by the weekend, I hope. That's the plan. And also don't forget, Turdy and Ben did like a comprehensive breakdown.
By the way, this is your show. You promote you.
No.
You promote you.
No, that's not how I roll, bitch.
Okay.
Yeah, check it out on Patreon.com/toast. Yes, exactly. And you guys really did like almost like a Brian Kelly-esque breakdown of the island.
It was very like travel, TripAdvisor energy.
Yes. And Taylor and I gave a chaotic version of me saying basically that I'm in love with Turdy and that my highlight of our honeymoon
with her
was hanging out with her. Check that out too. Taylor Strecker. What is it? Patreon.com/the
Taylor Strecker Show.
My favorite. You guys, that is it for us. Have a great rest of your week. Until next week. Bye, girl. Bye.